The Super Bowl is over, and the narratives of the NFL start focusing on a new event, the offseason. Free agency will technically start on March 17th, but the legal tampering period starts 48 hours prior. That'll be when the madness that is the NFL offseason finally begins. There are plenty of teams that believe that they are on the verge of being contenders, likely needing to look to free agency to make a big splash. These are the best players that will be available for free agency this offseason, and what a likely landing spot is for them. First, we are closing in on 100,000 subscribers, so please help us out by subscribing and hitting that bell notification. We're going to be doing our first giveaway once we hit 100K. All you need to do is take a screenshot of you subscribe with the bell notification on and put it on your Instagram story. Then follow and tag us both for a chance to win an NFL jersey of your choice. The best free agent this year is easy when you take into account the emphasis that is put on the quarterback position, and that's Dak Prescott. Prescott is the ultimate prize this offseason, but there comes with some risk after he suffered a fractured ankle. Prescott has stepped up in the last 2 years with a better supporting cast that included Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb. He's shown that he can be one of the most productive players in the league and has the potential to lead a team to the playoffs if the team around him is right. Ultimately, I do expect the Dallas Cowboys to bring back Prescott. If it isn't a new lengthy deal, I think they could go with another franchise tag if they have to. Right after winning the Super Bowl, wide receiver Chris Godwin hits free agency. Godwin is coming off of a less than ideal season where he dealt with some injuries, but he did produce when he was healthy. 2 seasons ago, Godwin broke out and showed that he has the ability to be a number 1 receiver for an NFL franchise. He can do whatever the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have asked him to do, making him a good versatile option. Godwin surprisingly didn't get an extension last season, likely due to the confusion of the Tampa Bay offseason with the signing of Tom Brady. Based on Godwin and his previous remarks, I think he'd be willing to take less to stay with the Buccaneers. But if he doesn't, the Buccaneers may opt to use the franchise tag. Next up is another wideout, Allen Robinson. Robinson has had to have been one of the least lucky wide receivers in a long time, having the pleasure of playing with Mitch Trubisky and Nick Foles with the Chicago Bears after being stuck on the Jacksonville Jaguars with Blake Bortles. Regardless, he's solidified his mark as one of the best receivers in the league, and imagine how great he can be if he gets an average quarterback. Robinson is 27 years old and could absolutely dominate if he's paired with a top-tier passer. The Bears can't afford to bring him back. They're currently stuck in a salary cap mess. I expect Robinson to land somewhere where they can pay him and give him the option of playing for a playoff potential team. I think Washington is the likely spot, 1 year removed after swinging and missing on trying to sign Amari Cooper. Sticking with receivers, another top-tier option, Kenny Golladay, will be available. Golladay had injury problems this past season, but that doesn't override his previous success. He has shown that he can be a jump ball receiver on the outside and make a huge impact. Golladay was a favorite target of Matt Stafford before he was shipped off to the Los Angeles Rams. At this point, it would be a surprise if he isn't franchise tagged. However, it does feel pretty doubtful that he and the Lions will reach a big long-term deal. On the other side of the ball, Justin Simmons has established himself as one of the best safeties in the league, and this offseason, he finds himself without a contract. Simmons truly broke out in the past 2 years for the Denver Broncos. For the first time, Simmons will not be playing on a rookie deal in 2021. The easy, likely outcome here is that the Broncos re-sign Simmons. Another top-tier safety, Anthony Harris, will be a free agent. Harris didn't have as great of a season in 2020 as he had hoped, along with, the entire Minnesota Vikings defense. That being said, Harris was an All-Pro the year prior and has been a dominant free safety that has shown that he is well worthy of a big contract. Minnesota is in a tough spot, though. More than likely, the Vikings are going to have to decide between Harris and potential Hall of Famer Harrison Smith. Harris is 3 years younger, but it's hard to see the Vikings taking him over Smith in the long run. I think Harris goes somewhere like the New England Patriots, who have a clear need at safety with Devin McCourty becoming a free agent. The second Super Bowl winner on the list, Lavonte David, will hit the open market with Chris Godwin. At 31 years old, David is still one of the best linebackers in the league. He can do it all, whether it's help combating the run or switching over to coverage, something that will probably help him elongate his career. Devin White had a great second season alongside David, something that may be the reason why the Tampa Bay Buccaneers decide to move on. Tampa Bay has to pay a handful of players, and David may get the short end of the stick. I think he'll go to the Cincinnati Bengals and help bolster a defense that is terrible outside of Jesse Bates. Closing out a dominant safety free agent class is Marcus Williams. Williams is most known for his missed tackle on Stephon Diggs that resulted in the Minneapolis Miracle, but Williams has been a stud on the field since day one. Finally finishing out his rookie deal, Williams has been a top safety in the league for the past 4 seasons, and he can fit into any scheme with his versatility. The New Orleans Saints may have signaled that they don't want to pay Williams when they signed Malcolm Jenkins. Nobody is in a worse salary cap spot than the Saints, which is why I think they'll let Williams leave. I think Williams signs with the Jacksonville Jaguars, who pretty much have all the money and a big need at safety. One of the greatest cornerbacks of this generation, Richard Sherman, will be a free agent. Many people thought that his career might be coming to an end when he was released by the Seattle Seahawks after an Achilles injury. However, he recovered and signed with the San Francisco 49ers, where he dominated and was named an All-Pro. Sherman reportedly wants to play 2 more seasons before hanging them up on a potential Hall of Fame career. I think the most realistic fit for Sherman is to sign with the Cleveland Browns before he retires. The Browns defensive coordinator was the 49ers defensive backs coach 2 years ago when Sherman had a career year. That being said, Sherman is the only older player on this list close to retirement. He's made it clear that he wants to ring chase, and if that's true and he's willing to take a smaller deal, I wouldn't be surprised to see him join an already stacked Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, whose biggest issue is at cornerback. Ending on the offensive side of the ball, we turn to one of the most interesting free agents, wide receiver JuJu SmithSchuster. SmithSchuster is only 24 years old heading into his 5th season in the league. He was stellar playing slot when the Pittsburgh Steelers had Antonio Brown on the outside. But once Brown left, SmithSchuster dealt with plenty of injuries, and he was eventually relegated back to the slot, leaving questions as if he could be a primary threat. SmithSchuster was a bit of a distraction late in 2020 with his dances on team logos, but that shouldn't play an actual role this offseason. I think SmithSchuster lands on a team with a lot of cap space that doesn't mind spending a good chunk of money to get him. A team like the Miami Dolphins, who have a young quarterback and a lot of cap space, may be a good fit. Here are a couple of quick honorable mention linemen. Offensive tackle Trent Williams will be the best offensive lineman available if the San Francisco 49ers don't ink him to a likely contract extension. Additionally, Williams' former linemate in Washington, Brandon Sheriff, may also hit the market. However, Washington is expected to reach an extension with him before legal tampering begins. Finally, one of the most interesting free agents will be tight end Hunter Henry. Henry had a great start to his career with the Los Angeles Chargers before dealing with injuries that have put a question mark on his status. I would expect him to re-sign in Los Angeles. Regardless, this offseason is fast approaching, and I can't wait for the drama to start. There is unfortunately no superstar power quite like Tom Brady and Phillip Rivers, but if we know anything from previous offseasons, the NFL lives for chaos. Buckle up. Thanks for watching. Again, we are closing in on 100,000 subscribers, so please help us out by subscribing and hitting that bell notification. We're going to be doing our first giveaway once we hit 100K. All you need to do is take a screenshot of you subscribe with the bell notification on and put it on your Instagram story. Then follow and tag us both for a chance to win an NFL jersey of your choice.